due to the capital intensiveness of acquiring real estate and the fact that mortgage is not as seamless and favorable in this part of the world like we have in developed countries, most property buyers have resorted to acquiring properties by paying installmentally. So in this video, I'll share with you what you need to do if you choose to pay for a property on installment. Welcome to another Easy Real Estate with Abiola, where I educate you on real estate do and don't so you don't get your fingers burnt. I am Abiola Fadahunsi, the lead consultant at J22 Homes Investment Limited. Also, I help real estate investors locate genuine properties at the right place, right price, and the right terms so that they can make maximum returns on their investment within the shortest time possible. So welcome. And if you're watching on YouTube, do well to subscribe and like this channel so you don't miss out on educative content and videos that I share with you. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, do well to like and share this video so we can get more people informed. And as I share with you, if you have any question, you're not clear on anything I've just said, please do well to use the comments box, ask your questions, I'll respond to them, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Okay, so I'll get right into it. One of the things you need to do when you want to pay for a property on installment is you need to ensure that the person you are buying from or the seller has the legal right to transfer property to you after you're done paying, right? That the seller has the capacity to transfer the legal interest, ownership of the property to you when you are done. And what do I mean? Okay, I'll quickly share a story with you. You know, I love sharing stories because I find out they are more relatable. You can relate easily with stories rather than me coming to tell you all the real estate terms, use the real estate terms and basically English, right? So when I share stories with you, I find out that they are more relatable. I find stories relatable as well. So there was this guy that bought a property from a chief in a town in Lagos. He decided to pay installmentally. The property was, as at that time, they agreed he was going to buy a plot of land for 1.7 million. So he asked to pay in installments, that he was going to make the first payment of 1 million naira and pay the balance within 3 months, pay the 700,000 naira balance within 3 months. And they agreed. So he paid 1 million naira. Then 2 months later, he asked the agent that he was going to go ahead to pay 300 and balance up the 400,000 within the end of the month. He paid 300,000 naira. He was left with a balance of 400,000 naira. So along the line, he found out after he paid, he noticed that after they collected the money from him, he did the transfer and all that, they were grumbling. So he asked what's wrong, and they were like, no, they can no longer sell the land for 1.7 million, that it's now 1.2 million that I was going to pay. And he was like, no, you have to start begging that, no, keep to your part of the agreement. You can't do this. We've agreed, I've paid. And they were like, no, we found out. They came up with all sort of excuse, and it was asked. They eventually agreed. He agreed, okay, he was going to pay 2 million naira, then he was going to come back he was going to take possession of the land. After he paid another 400,000 to balance the initial payment they agreed for, they started grumbling again that no, the family did not agree. He was going to pay 2.2 million. Eventually, he paid 2.2 million. Or the day was supposed to balance 2.2 million. He got there to find out that someone had started fencing the same land he paid for. And he started asking questions, and what these people told them was that the family did not eventually agree for 2.2 million naira again, that they said they found another person that was willing to pay 3 million. So they've resolved that they were going to refund his own money, right? And meanwhile, they can't refund his own money now because they did naming ceremony and they've spent the money. Like, you get to hear so many things on the field, so basically that was what he was told. So okay, so he waited 3 months, 4 months, nothing was coming, no money was coming from these people. So then was when he decided to involve a property lawyer. So he involved this property lawyer. The property lawyer went there and told the chief that if you can't refund the money, just get him another land, relocate him to another place. And they were like, no, if they're going to relocate him to another place, it's not the same value it's not the same value. It's going to pay another 700,000. So the property lawyer lost it. It involved the police, and eventually they found out that this guy that has been claiming to be the chief is actually not even an indigene of the land. He has just been masking as a chief and collaborating with more people to dupe everybody they were collecting money from, claiming they were selling land to them. Another thing, they found out that the land does not even belong to them. It doesn't belong to a family. The land is a government, it falls within a government scheme. Meaning, even if he had paid up and they said they were going to allow him to take possession, they don't have the capacity to transfer legal interest to him because it is not their property. It is a government land. So they've been defrauding people. They've been like defrauding people, basically saying they own this land, they want to sell. And in court, it's not even a chief. It was just masking as a chief. Then the third thing they found out was they've squandered all the money. So these guys, they have no assets. They can't pay back. The police locked them up, dealt with them, said they were going to charge them to court and all of that. But eventually, nothing happened because immediately they got bailed. They jackpot, they absconded, right? They ran away. So the mistake this guy made was he did not find out. He did not ensure that the seller, the person who was paying to, has the capacity to transfer legal interest and ownership of the property to him. This is one of the mistakes most people make when they're paying for installments, right? They don't find out, and there are different ways in which you can find out and ensure if the person you're paying to or the seller has capacity to transfer legal interest or ownership of the land to you. You can either do that through the land registry. You chat, you find out at land registry. You can do check at probate registry. You can check at the court registry, and all of these ways I discuss them. I share them in my book. 5 things to look out for before investing in real estate in Lagos. If you've not, it's still free to download now. If you've not downloaded, I put the link in the caption of this video. Just go download. You see different ways in which you can find out. You can do your chart. You can find out the status of the property you're about to buy, and all of that is in that book. Okay, so that was the mistake he made. So even if they had paid successfully and there was no issue, they had just told him, okay, take this land or something, it was still going to have problems or challenges with that particular land in future because they didn't do the right thing from the beginning. Then the number 2 thing you want to do is you want to ensure that you execute a formal contract of sale because of the benefits and importance a contract of sale has over an open or an oral contract. Okay, so you want to make sure you execute a formal contract of sale. And what a formal contract of sale is an agreement is documented. It's an agreement where both the seller and the buyer agrees to the terms of the property sale. So everything is documented in the contract of sale. The timeline, the obligations, the considerations, what the obligations both parties need to fulfill. Everything is documented in the contract of sale. And one thing with the contract of sale is that, okay, the contract of sale has so many importance, such as it is binding and it has certainty of terms. And you can decide in the contract of sale, you can choose to, it shows if the buyer is paying directly, or maybe there's a finance agency that is going to do the payment and all of that. And while the contract of sale also shows if the buyer would take possession of the land as equitable interest, while the vendor, the seller, holds on to the legal interest as security for himself till the buyer completes payment. Okay, so it can be that way. I can tell you, campaign in installment, let me take possession while you don't transfer legal interest to me till I'm done with payment, right? They can agree. And the contract of sale, when the payment is done, the seller will transfer legal interest to the purchaser through a deed of assignment or a deed of transfer. Okay, and it's also fine if both parties agree that, okay, the seller hold on to the possession of the land till I'm done with paying. If that's what they agree, whatever terms and conditions are agreed are written in the contract of sale. And the importance of the contract of sale is that it shows the certainty of terms, like it is clear. The terms are clearly written. Every obligation by both parties, it's stated in the contract of sale. And another importance of contract of sale is it is a binding agreement. It is binding, right? It's binding. Both parties are binded by the agreement in the contract of sale. Then the third thing is that the contract of sale is not terminated. Okay, when there's a contract of sale, the transaction is not terminated by a debt of either of the parties. So let's say there's a contract of sale, they've agreed to pay in installments. If either the purchaser or the vendor loses his life, it is not terminated, okay? It is not terminated. What happens is that their representatives will carry on with the terms of agreement in the contract of sale. So if you start paying installmentally for a property and there's no contract of sale, say you are on your own basically. If let's say the person you're paying to loses his life because there's nothing documented, that's the case. You say like, oh no, I'll work well, you're on your own. There's really nothing to prove that you had this agreement with this person. So the contract of sale is not affected by the death of either of the party. All they need to do is their representatives will carry on with the terms and conditions in the contract of sale. And also the contract of sale shows the time given to the purchaser to maybe verify the title of the vendor, to verify whatever claim he has on it. It will show the time, it can do that within the time frame. It can do all of that. And also the contract of sale is like a proof, can be used as a vendor as a proof of payment expectation. Okay, it can be used as a vendor as a proof of payment expectation. So a contract of sale is something you shouldn't negotiate on when you want to pay for a property on installment. Make sure you have a contract of sale written, like documented, is a binding agreement. And with all of this said, in conclusion, even though as a property buyer you want to start paying on installment, you still need the professional help and advice of either a trusted real estate consultant like myself or a lawyer to ensure that the terms in the contract of sale are to your best interest, like they are favorable for you, right? To make sure that there are no terms that maybe you don't understand, or that would to make sure you are not signing something that will shoot you in the leg, like you are shooting yourself in the foot basically. Okay, so you still need guidance when going through all of that, or you need to sign a contract of sale. So that is it today. I bet you've learned something. And if you're not clear on anything, like I usually say, ask questions. I'm here for you. I would answer your questions. Okay, share this video. Let's get more people informed. If you're on YouTube, like and share this video as well. Turn on the notification bell, especially turn it on so you get notified when I share more videos. Okay, and if you've not downloaded my book, like I said, click on the link in the description of this video and get to download it. That book, you thank yourself for downloading, and you thank me for it too, for documenting wisdom in that book for you. Okay, so that is all I have for you today on Easy Real Estate with Abiola. And don't forget that I help real estate investors or property buyers locate genuine properties at the right place, price, and terms so they can make maximum returns on their investment. So when you need my service, I am here for you. You know how you can reach me, okay? I'm here for you. If you know anyone, do well to refer them to me. Thank you so much. And that's all for today on Easy Real Estate with Abiola. Till I see you again next time. It's bye for now. Bye.